It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
So, last we left off, our troop of ragtag, thrown together circumstantial heroes and friends, been wandering the center of Issylra. It is here in the Demithore Valley that they encountered a village beneath one of the nexus points of the now seemingly continuous apogee solstice, upon which you freed the local villagers of what seemed to be an oppressive influx of Dawnfather faith, the temple itself encroaching and pressing its will upon the people, as well as the worship. Through relatively violent means, stormed the temple and helped them and the guardian spirits of the land, the Eidolons, to destroy the temple and send the surviving faithful to the Dawnfather away, not to return. In thanks, the people celebrated, and the local elder, Abidina, granted you some scrying of your requests before sending you on to the next leg of what you seek, which is a means to return home. Or at least, for some of you, return to the people that are your home.
Oh, it's beautiful.
As part of that gift, Abidina sent a guide spirit, one of the smaller Eidolons, in the form of a wind cougar that is guiding you towards your destination. An individual named Hevestro, the Hierophant of the Emerald Tree, that resides to the far north within the Irium Canyon. As we now begin to press out into the day's journey, I guess, is there anything in particular you need to do while you're on the road? Anything you're particularly looking for?
What does our cougar look like again?
It is a...
Our friend Drescher.
Yes.
I was waiting.
I'm an air elemental.
From Flushing.
It is a semi-ethereal looking elemental, so it is a wisp of opaque wind that takes the form of a cougar, and around it the dust kind of kicks up in a small cloud as it kind of stands or moves. It doesn't seem to make much noise, although the occasional low guttural growl that itself echoes like the sound of wind pushing through slats of wood on a window.
I think as we go, I should maybe just bring up the fact that, I don't know if it was obvious, but I did during the battle, I may or may not have baby birded blood from my raven familiar and then summoned a demon from hell.
Yeah.
And it's just if anyone wants to talk to me about that, because I know that's
You want your flowers?
Oh, no, I meant more if anyone is uncomfortable with it.
No.
I think.
Are you uncomfortable with it?
No, I kind of liked it.
I kind of liked it too.
Can you do it again?
It requires blood of a recently dead person.
We can make that happen.
Well, situationally.
Don't encourage me. I am trying to be aware of the fact that, yes, I did enjoy the power, but it was for what I thought was a good reason. I actually was wondering, because you don't know where your powers came from. Is there any chance they came from the Dawnfather, and that's why the angel frowned at you?
No way. Cat, that makes no sense.
Okay.
Not a chance.
So it's been a couple of days, though, since you've had... This is all new to you, right? Since the jump?
I've never seen the kind of stuff that I've seen in the last 2 days before.
Yeah, you've been throwing electrical...
Farting lightning bolts
around. Are you getting
Sorry about that.
the hang of it?
Did you like it?
I think
we could do
when I'm
combat
very,
training.
very scared, it comes out. When I'm afraid, the powers focus themselves.
But I feel like with any skill, you can kind of train it. And I mean, both Lauda and I know counterspell. So if you ever wanted to practice, I mean, this is what we do back at the Cobalt Soul. If you're practicing and your form isn't right, then they just counterspell you and you don't have to worry about doing anything wrong.
Right, exactly. And we're just walking down the road, right? Nothing's happening right now. Nothing to be afraid of.
Sure.
So yeah,
Except Laudna, but other than that, then that's a constant. So maybe you could try, like a little bit of, like a little zap.
Yeah.
Now hit a tree or something.
Or see if anything else is sitting in there, or, some sort of anything else feels right. I don't know how any of this shit works.
Sure. I'm happy to shoot at trees on the way.
I just want to help you build your confidence,
And
right?
I
Because they say
appreciate it.
anxiety is just excitement without the breath. So if you just give it some breath, maybe it'll...
We should write that down.
I think in a way, so, Prism, stop me if I'm wrong, you learned your magic.
Yes,
over time.
Painstakingly, yeah.
You studied. I was kind of like you. I was just sort of born with it and kind of just had to discover it over time. And you're right, it's often just feelings and intuition and trying to go with your gut instinct.
So cool.
I point to a tree and I yell, "Silvery barbs!"
Did anything happen?
Do you have silvery barbs on your spell sheet? Nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens. It is a pregnant pause, silence, a bird shits off a branch. Guided by your Eidolon, and you eventually move beyond the relative safety of the Outer Walk Road and deeper into the northern Serratus wilderness. As the day eventually comes to a close and the forest night and the sounds of evening begin to take over, you get the sense that most of your day's journey is done and a camp should be made.
So, Orm, I was wondering, do you know how to, I don't know, meditate or, I don't know,
Yeah, is that something you want to do?
Well, there was just an offhand comment a couple days ago that I should, I don't know, talk to rocks. I don't know. It didn't really
To rocks.
or just
I don't know where this is going, Ashton, but
no.
you generally just need to take a beat, sit down, and stop worrying about every single thing, which is kind of hard in today's environment.
Well, I'm not a big worrier, and most of that is because I don't stop. I'm a very big believer, and if you keep moving, then there's momentum means that you don't really have to focus on anything unpleasant for too long.
Amen.
And when you do, that's what there's booze and people.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've decided maybe it's time to start thinking about my situation.
That could apply to so many things right now.
How I got here, what it means, what happened to me. I mean, the Shari shit, the fucking helmet, this fucking thing. Like, I don't know. Yesterday kind of threw me.
Yeah. How about a couple of days ago?
That also threw me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday especially. I mean, they both did, but yeah, I'm trying to recenter.
Well, it'll probably help to get back to our other half.
Yeah, that'll help.
And then maybe you'll find some answers while we try to fix this.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm starting to wonder what fixing looks like. I'm starting to really wonder what fixing means.
Sorry, Ash, I really wish I had something helpful.
Are you starting to wonder what fixing looks like?
I'm starting to doubt it.
Yeah,
I'm doubting it.
me too. I don't know, I feel a little lost and confused, and I don't think I'm the only one. I'm just
I think the best that we can do for each other right now is if you see me falling down, pick me up. And I'll do the same.
Yeah, that's thanks, man. I'm gonna work on that quiet sitting down thing and not brooding. All right.
Speaking of, do you want to do just a quick, before we all turn in tonight, just a little, 10, 15 minutes intuition lesson?
Try something out.
I think we should. Oh, okay. Let's make a dummy, and I can magic mouth like, "Please don't hurt me, Border."
Don't like it.
I don't like it. Yes,
We'll
that's
make like a little straw man for you to just go to town on.
And there's also I think clearly you can probably do more than shoot lightning. Like that's like you've demonstrated that you know that.
I think you've got seriously untapped potential.
I agree.
I don't know,
I'm so
actually.
curious to
I
see
think
it
I might have hit
do.
my peaks.
All right, with the stage set and the training galley prepped, Border.
Okay, how do I do a firebolt?
A firebolt? You have it?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. Well, I mean, I actually don't know how to do it. I have Sacred Flame, so really, well, for wizards, it's about words, right? So I have to say a very specific incantation in a very specific tone following a very specific tome. But for you, I bet you just picture one and it happens.
Yes,
So I look at this beautiful contraption we've made, and I start getting hot. Like I can feel my blood starting to boil a little bit.
We've seen your character art, we know.
Say what?
We've seen your character art, we know.
And then I'm
Like it's getting hot.
really warm, and I'm looking at it, and I see it go up in flames in my mind's eye. And then I shoot. It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
A firebolt
Correct.
at the thingy.
Okay. And immediately, like while the hand clutches it, the construction that you've managed to pull together instantaneously disintegrates and is engulfed in flame in a beautiful display of arcane power.
Yeah.
That's some impressive self-actualization. There you
Go! Wow!
French
What a rush!
The next day rolls around as you all come back to the world of the conscious folk. Gather your things, morning's meal, and trek out for a second day's journey. But you do, later in the afternoon, come upon a clearing in the forest where the ground itself seems to divot. About 15 feet across, by 8 or so feet deep. It's almost like there's a crater in the middle of this clearing that is completely overgrown with vine and root and all manner of just local flora that has filled in this space.
That's it. Crater with okay. And crater with vines. No.
Crater with vines.
Can we walk?
So we should go around it, I think.
Or maybe we just pull them back a bit if we want
Yeah.
like the
I'll join Ashton and just
kind of just getting a little
seeing
bit
if there's
of that.
anything under there.
Okay, you begin to pull back the plants, kind of tear
Yeah.
some of the roots and
Very gently,
vines away.
gently,
Yeah.
yeah.
And indeed, there is something that has been grown over. You see the exposed half of a petrified skeleton that sits embedded halfway into the stone of this space.
Huh.
You see a rib cage and a bit of a spinal column that's exposed as you pull back the roots. And you get part of the skull free, and with that, some of the chest cavity kind of collapses inward, unfortunately, through the process. But you do get the skull free, and it does dislodge.
May I cast Identify on it?
Yes.
Yes, you may.
All right.
The features of this, it is humanoid and not larger or smaller than a standard human, though the features of it do seem more lithe. The skull is more, I want to say like pointed towards the back, but the skull pulls back and is thinner in places. It looks delicate, but not elven, though it seems similar. You cast Identify on it, and indeed this skeleton belonged to a Githzerai, which you know to be one of the people that call the Astral Sea outside of Exandria home.
Aniti.
I think this is an extraterrestrial corpse.
Two things. One, the crater indeed is based on an impact, though an impact of this size should have shattered and destroyed any sort of mortal entity that crashed in here.
right.
The state of it means that its impact was also buttressed with an intentional enchantment.
Receiving.
So this was placed here as a punishment.
It was. This was placed here as a punishment.
The second thing you notice as you're kind of looking over it is while you can see there are remnants of adornments, clothing, armor that were once on it that have long been turned to ash, and there's just kind of like the ghost shape of where it may have worn things. The one thing that remains looks to be a singular metal band upon one of the stone bone fingers of the corpse.
Okay, I will cast Identify
Cast Identify.
on this.
Whoa!
The fuck?
Ring of volcanic flesh.
No way!
Smooth hematite-like band feels cold to the touch. While attuned to this ring, the wearer gains +1 to their armor class. The ring has 3 charges. When the wearer takes fire damage, they may expend a charge to reduce the damage by 2d6. When the wearer is hit with a melee attack, they may expend a charge from this ring to deal 1d8 fire damage to the attacker and push them 10 feet directly away from the wearer. You regain all charges after completing a long rest.
That's pretty good.
Pretty
Cool.
Who's got a low armor class?
Me, but it would not be well used on me. I feel like
I got a vibe from that.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
earthen and
If you don't mind.
So
did
it's like
come from
it's
the
for
sky.
defense.
I mean, it's for defense and attack, and it's
And dopeness.
and for being in the middle of shit.
Continuing onward, pressing forward, your second day's journey comes to a close. And with that, the evening comes once more.
I'm gonna sit and pack a pipe of tobacco and just chill for. Actually,
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah.
Do you smoke?
Oh yeah. I'm a student. Of course I smoke.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna expend the charge on that pipe.
Okay, explain what transpires.
All right.
I know.
As you're smoking, slowly, it begins to reenact the scene of your most impressive and historic achievement. So why don't you tell us what we what we see in the smoke?
You want to go there? We're gonna go there.
The pipe, not me. It's the pipe, not me.
Daneo's like, oh, I have to see this.
This is starting to.
Probably the most impressive thing Prism has ever done is you see a small stage is set by the smoke, almost like a small stage is set by the smoke of the Shadow Realm. So it's very bare, very cold, withered plants, just small, parcelized little villages, and you see a mage come, and you see this little tiny Prism go up, make herself indispensable to that mage, to the point where when the mage goes to leave, he invites her back to the Cobalt Soul. And she escapes the gloom and misery of the Shadow Realm to chase possibly something more for herself and maybe something more for the Shadow Realm as well.
You spelling bead your way out of your
Hometown.
hometown.
Did you get like a scholarship too? Like, was this part of a contest? Did you write a portfolio?
No. It was just, a mage came and it's really hard to leave the Shadow Realm. So I just really, cleaned his quills. That's not a euphemism. Now, if I say it again, it will sound like I cleaned his quill. Okay. I just made myself really, really useful. And then he extended an invitation, and it's a really big deal to leave the Shadow Realm. It's really hard to leave, and it's a really tough place. So that is my most impressive achievement. And second would probably be that spell I cast the first night I met you guys.
That was very impressive.
Not the devil?
Oh, remember you did it here too.
Yeah, I've had an
Debatably
impressive 2
heroic.
days.
You're all hits.
Thank you. Well, I think maybe you guys are bringing it out of me because I have about 10 years of dormancy and questioning the fact that I ever left the Shadow Realm to begin with and wondering if my mother is mad at me because I really only told her via letter. But I mean, she named me Prism, right? Naming you Prism, rainbows and a world of shadows, right? That's gotta be dreaming.
It's a bit hippie, yeah.
Something more. Is this what you were hoping for when you
I mean-
spiked my tobacco?
Honestly, the tobacco's fine. It's not the tobacco, it's the pipe.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Towards Prism, I say in Undercommon, it's been quite some time since I've had anybody to, practice my Undercommon with.
Well, you haven't lost your accent.
Really?
It's beautiful.
It's a little, it can get a little like, you kind of...
Phlegmatic.
Yes.
But it's a pretty phlegmatic accent because
It's
you know,
true.
just
It's
the
true.
death rattles.
I think your mother is probably quite proud. You went off and you pursued something to seek a higher existence.
Yes. I honestly think the things I've been doing the past couple days are the most I've felt that I have made her proud. And if anything, I've probably avoided going back because I've been worried I haven't done anything to make her proud. When is the last time you were there?
Oh, I haven't actually been there.
Oh. Well, you have to, I mean, if I were you, I would be very curious about what would happen if I were to go to the Shadow Realm.
There was a moment that we thought maybe our adventures would take us there, but it just didn't pan out. The whole solstice kind of happened. But I would enjoy it. I like visiting new places, so.
I mean, it's a tough place. It's really not romantic at all.
Sure.
But, I mean, I don't know, I guess it would be curious to see what it brought out in you to...
Oh, yes. And my mother, she actually wanted me to do very much exactly like what you're doing, to go off and, be taught by
Really?
intellects and to see the world and to, expand my horizons. So, I don't know. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. I really do hope someday I can see her and she can say, it was worth it. It was worth it you leaving. I hope so. And,
it was worth it. I promise you that she's happy that you're gone.
shoot. I love the way you worded that.
Well, who's keeping first watch?
I will.
All right, go to roll perception.
Sure. That would be a 26.
26, okay. Your watch goes without issue. And with a 26, you do notice at certain times of the night, you catch something moving on the horizon, your nerves begin to catch in, but you see kind of a pair of glowing eyes, but they're oddly soft, not intense. And once you make connection with them, once you both acknowledge each other, there's a sense of comfort that kind of washes through you that you can't explain. And you begin to look around and you can see these little, amongst the fog that gathers and the smoke of the fire that's now down to a low ember between you and your sleeping friends, you can see little wisps kind of drift around and move for moments. With your very specific honed vision, you see dozens of small, sprite-like spirits that just kind of mingle with the smoke and drift around.
And it's comforting. I'm debating which magical person to wake up. I bump Prism's ankle. Do you see that?
Do I see it?
It takes you a bit to focus, but eventually you can see it a little bit. These are likely all local spirits of the woods that you traverse, themselves growing more comfortable with your presence as you pass through, and just playfully sharing the space while most of you dream.
I think it might be truly the exact opposite of a problem. I think it may be like we're essentially having like a little slumber party with the local spirits. You seem like you have some sort of affinity with nature or something.
And that's my mom does. Just a little.
You might be attracting them.
you see one that's kind of like drifting in the air, and it looks almost like a wisp of smoke that kind of drifts, like this gentle kind of blue-green smoke, and it kind of glides over past the sleeping Laudna, and then lifts up above, and you can see this soft pair of eyes kind of apparate towards you, and this little wisp of it on the side, this tiny little kind of oblong, dual-sided point of a spirit goes.
Does it have form, or is it more like taffy, like spirit taffy?
It's more like spirit taffy, but it has almost like a raindrop kind of small persona that comes to points on each end as it kind of just glides and drifts.
Can I kind of like make a little Bigby's hand so he can kind of dance with them? Just make a little elevation so you can, if you feel.
Oh, lift me on a hand.
If you want to try.
If you want.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with anything unless you're going to
Sing it.
feed me to a demon.
It seems like they kind of want to dance with you.
Sure.
Describe what your hand looks like as it apparates.
Oh, as it apparates, unfortunately, I am from Shadowfell, so it does look like a hand from the grave.
I'm used to this by now.
But then it really dexterously glides him so that he can kind of like be amongst these little spirits.
Okay, so I'll add to that. The ride is a little strange but workable, and Orem will a little bit of a surf feel, but more the Zephyr Tom. Mm-hmm. He will, with no weapon in hand, sort of recreate similar forms and movements that he does in his sort of
That's all he knows.
practice.
They begin to swirl around you and this spectral dark shadow hand. As they glide up, their eyes begin to alight a little brighter, causing this almost firefly cloud-like look as they kind of spiral and curl silently around you. And it's this beautiful display, soundless almost, except for this faint bit of wind that drifts through the trees. The spirits eventually disseminate amongst their evening revelry, some lingering and keeping their eyes, some kind of copying the one time you waved, as you see a few more kind of wave as they vanish off into the night. Your watch comes to a close, and you return to rest, and the evening goes without issue. The third day of travel.
When we saw your friends on the mountain, there was one who seemed more important to you than the others. I don't know their name or what's the story there. But I just was curious. I didn't mean to ask in front of the whole group. I really was just going to ask just you.
I'm assuming you're talking about Imogen, whom I've known the longest out of this whole group, and in fact, me and her have been together for 2-3 years before we connected with these chuckle fucks.
Like that.
And she kind of saved me, and I'd like to think I saved her as well. So yes, we've kind of sisters from another mister. Do people say that? Yes.
Well, that sounds like a really special friendship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just hope she's okay. She, I think felt the effects and for many complicated reasons of the apogee solstice more than a lot of us, and I was afraid I'd lost her. She's something we've come to have learned is Ruidus born.
Wait, she was born there?
No, she was born under the lights of a flare of Ruidus.
Oh,
so she has this special connection and got a lot of her powers from Ruidus.
Do you know about this?
I mean, I know what Ruidus born means. Do I know anything more?
It is known through history. There are many great or terrible figures through history that have been acknowledged to have been born under a flare of the red moon.
Yeah.
It is classically and superstitiously, but also historically considered the moon of ill omen, and those born under its sign are destined for great, usually terrible things. And that nature means that most children that are born under a flare of Ruidus often live a life of ridicule or fear, or they just do not let anyone know, and the family tries to cover it up.
Imogen is very powerful, very capable. But there was a risk, a fear, a possibility that she was going to get wrapped up and maybe like assimilated into basically a Ruidus-born cult. And feels like we got really close.
Yeah, I mean, when we get where we're going, you guys might want to split off from us because we're looking to dive back into the middle of all of this. I mean, I would, you're amazing and you're figuring out amazing, but we've seen some shit in the past week.
Do you want to try to scry again?
Well, I think
Some
he should do
context
for his
this?
brother first. I don't want to get above and ahead of the line.
I don't need to do that. I think it didn't work last time.
We're stuck on the road. There's no reason why we shouldn't help you out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unless there's no brother.
Sure. I'll do something. I'll give her
Points there.
the crossbow's not gonna work. Oh, I have a sling that you gave back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a sling.
Mm-hmm.
And is this a possession of his?
It's something that was in the home, yes. I don't know if it was made in our house or not, but hopefully.
Has he ever used it?
I believe so, yes. We all did.
Great. So, I guess I should ask you, she gave me the scroll.
I hope that he's
Can
still
I
alive.
have copied it down into my spell book?
Yeah, I can see you've definitely done it over the past couple days of your journey with your downtime.
All right, Brody. Look in. I'll just put the little slingshot on.
I'm just afraid. I won't say it to the group, but internally I'm afraid that my brother's dead.
Okay. As you focus your first time letting this incantation find you, you close your eyes and you hold the mirror as a focus. The mirror begins to shift. The imagery on its surface begins to ripple, almost like the surface of water, and you instinctually close your eyes. Unlike the basin in the middle of this cottage where you saw it done once, you are part of the focus, Prism, and you feel your consciousness suddenly rocket out of your current self. You are thrust into the clouds of some unknown space, and you are plucked into a heavily wooded area, a cabin, an empty cabin. Furniture, kind of not heavily furnished, dark, shaded, empty.
Okay. So what is this? He's not here? Is that a good sign?
I hope so. No, there's no way that can be a good sign.
Well, he's not dead.
But he's not there. What if he was taken away? Or what if he got freaking
Shunted.
right? Well,
Is there like evidence that anyone, like more than one person lives there? Or like, I don't know. And I'm going down a rabbit hole.
But this is definitely like a house you recognize this time?
yes, that's where he stays. Yes,
That's where he stays. Where he lives?
I was just there.
He just stays there. Okay. Okay.
Maybe
Well-
the sling's more tied to your house.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any
anything?
sense.
I'm sorry I couldn't get you better information.
So your journey continues on for the remainder of the day. Eventually, the day turns into night, just as you re-engage with the forest across the field. A fire is set. Can gather what materials you have for food or hunt if you like, and prepare for the journey ahead. What would you like to do?
Would you like to scry on Ludinus or someone?
I don't know how it works. I don't have anything of his, but you think just
My only
the
thought is I
description?
have
You have
this.
something.
I have this likeness of Ludinus on my
What of Ludinus?
canonically expressed playing card.
Right.
You prepare yourself, you grasp the mirror, you finish the incantation. In the center of the ritual circle you draw, you feel your consciousness pull from within you and then immediately stop and hang in the gray expanse of nothing.
Ooh.
Like a wall,
Oh, fuck.
Ah, damn it.
and there is nothing.
He's got like a fucking protection or some shit.
Ugh, I come out of it.
Psychic block.
Yeah, I was hoping he would be too arrogant.
I just kind of scooch up next to Bordor. Oh, are you doing all right? Sometimes I just look over and you're like staring off in to nothing, and you know, just like a little stressed sometimes. And then you snap back out of it, and then it happens again like 5 minutes later. So
Yeah.
you know, I sense the struggle.
You think the 6 of you are strong enough to kill a god killer?
Oh no.
Well, when you put it like that,
I don't really think of it that way.
Well, that's the way
should.
it sounds.
That's fair. Yes.
Or do you hope to stop Ludinus, who you can't even scream on?
Scry.
Scry on.
Been him screaming about it. I couldn't scry, so that's fair.
I will feel pleased if we stop him, or at the very least get some people who shouldn't be there out. We tried real hard to stop him and it didn't really work.
How many people did you kill?
I don't know.
Over the course of the
When-
entire journey, or
No, when you were trying to. How many of his people did you
well,
take out?
a decent amount.
I don't remember.
Killer, yeah, that's the other thing is.
The ship.
What ship?
Oh, we did crash a whole ass ship onto this
Sky ship.
Malleus Key. So I'd say dozens. You know, you kill a lot of people and you just kind of get numb to it, I guess.
There's a couple that stick with you, but yeah.
Can I
Does
ask?
that make you think less of us, Bordor?
No. I don't think less of you. I just hope that you got enough.
No.
You took out enough.
When you said you were gonna get people out, who are you talking about? He's got people prisoner. Are you talking about his like followers? Like he's like a cult leader? Like what? Like
Oh, he's definitely a cult leader. That was a cult. I mean, I know cults. That was a cult.
Yeah, because are you trying to kill him? Are you trying to stop the gods from dying? Or are you trying to stop a man whose followers believe in him?
He's been around for
Long time.
centuries, many centuries. And when the
Well, I'm
last
guessing
time we
you've
saw
been
him,
around for centuries.
he kind of checkmated us into oblivion.
you mean like here? Like through you here?
I
think that was an accident.
He had a plan at least 6 years in the making, I'm sure longer, and my friends and I, especially me, walked right into it.
I gotta be honest. I'm finding it harder and harder to I think I want to stop him. Not because of what he wants to do, but because I don't know if that's the person I would like around if there's a vacuum.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily against the vacuum at this point.
I'm not sure if I am either.
Vacuum?
Godless world.
Getting rid of all of them.
I think
I mean, some of them.
as time goes on, maybe we just need to accept that Exandria is gonna change. And to exactly the point you're making, maybe it's just about not even making it change for the better, but just not making it change for the worst.
I gotta be honest, aren't you tired?
Aren't you finished fighting?
We're exhausted.
Always
At least I am.
When have we not been tired?
Why not just find your friends and leave?
We've thought about it.
You
The
have?
issue is just that you just know too much now. I mean, even you talking about saving the town. I was just so frustrated and angry at them. And I think it's because we can sit here and say all we want to do is just try and control that which we can control in our very small sphere. But we know too much. I wish we were like the Hearthmore.
I can't walk away with everything that we've done, that I've done, has to be worth something. I can't walk away. I put too much into it now.
That sounds like a gambler's mentality.
It's
How many more have to
time
die?
sunk fallacy. Yeah.
You ask me why I stare off blankly, and it's just because I don't know if you are strong enough to do the things that you say, and I don't want to fucking die because of you.
Might die without us.
Well, that is probably why I'm still here.
If we do nothing, people are gonna die. If we do something,
I can't promise, and I can't promise that I'll be with you when this happens. You have people you love. You know where they are. That's more than most.
More than you?
I don't know if I'm at, well,
Well, I don't know where my family is, but I can say that. I would choose them over anything.
I totally see where you're coming from, Border, but I personally feel invigorated by this entire experience.
You're young still.
I know, and I was gonna say it's probably, youthful optimism. You just are kind of inflated with the sense that you could really make a difference. I don't think that I'll be like putting the knife in Ludinus's back or anything like that, but I do think that I have a narrow lane that could.
I'll do it. If you put me behind him.
So maybe you do want a part to play after all.
If it makes the pain go away, if it ends this complication, or whatever this confusion is, I'd do it. You get me next to Ludinus, I'll stab him.
I think we got
Grab the little playing card off the ground near Prism and I prop it up on a rock. That guy's gotta go.
that. I agree with.
I agree with that. I think we can all say that we have different ideas of the deities, but that guy's fucking gone.
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
Do you want company or no?
Sure.
Yeah. Is there anywhere you would want to go? Since you're out right now. I hadn't been out from where I lived in quite a while, so before this.
Anywhere I would want to go?
Yeah.
No, I'm not like you.
Just like the beach.
I want to go back home. I don't. I'm not you. I don't understand you people. Give me your pipe.
Done. I'm packing it. Can't say no to that.
Smoke it. So, what we see, is me standing in front of all of you, standing in front of a makeshift dummy, doing a firebolt for the first time.
What else? Do we see anything else, or is that the one?
Me lifting my arms up like this and feeling like I belong.
Oh.
For the first time.
You know what? I'm taking the pipe back and smoking it too. It won't work anyway. It only works once a night.
That's fucked up. That's not cool. I thought this was a vulnerable moment for both of us.
Yeah, I know.
Well, now,
Yours is honestly, I will say, I think yours is better than mine.
now you know that my, I don't know what you know. I just thought you should know that.
I think this is the start of something if you want it to be. It doesn't have to be.
I want to do a little thing
Okay.
in the dead of night.
Okay.
I want to fart.
What I do is plant seedling blade down into the dirt, and I will spend like a minute adorning it with flowers. And when I feel like everyone's out, I'll say, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear any of us anymore. I hope you can. I've heard too many stories firsthand and read too many tales to discount the good that many of you have done in this world. I don't know if you have anything left in you, but I'm praying. We could really use a little help down here. I know you can too, and we'll do our best. But any miracle you can spare. I just leave it planted in the ground and
Okay.
go back to sleep next to it.
Yeah. I'd say the two of you keeping watch probably clock that quiet moment off to the side.
Fucking idiot.
But the evening goes by from that point without issue. Until eventually the morning light comes, the warmth and hope of what may be your last day's travel to your destination before you.
I'd like to do a sleight of hand on something, but I don't want to say out loud what it is.
Oh, sneaky.
Ooh,
Okay.
text the GM. Or he'll come to you.
All right.
Okay, go ahead and roll sleight of hand for me.
Okay.
1.
No. It's not good though. That's gonna be 13.
You succeed.
Great. Okay.
Wowzers.
Just gonna keep it in my pocket.
You continue on for a number of hours, moving through the dense forest, pushing through branch and fern until eventually the tree lines come to an abrupt halt. At the edge of a wide crevasse that winds through this rocky region of the wilderness. The cliff face before you is fairly sheer, resembling a massive sinkhole edge or a tectonic collapse of an older age. Other thing you notice as you approach is the wind cougar that's been leading you kind of just walks off the cliff. And
Meryl Streep!
And just and just walks down to the bottom and sits and turns around and looks up at you expectantly.
Oh, just waiting. Oh,
Yep.
cool. So I can help with 5 of us. If someone else has something else that they might be able to do.
I could also try to enlarge my mother. Not my mother. Mother. I could try to enlarge my familiar, mother, to perhaps bring
Have her.
some, ferry, some smaller.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can do that, then I can handle the rest of us.
Great.
Yeah, I mean,
Wanna hop on?
hop on the mother.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll enlarge mother.
Okay, the mother, just a nice-sized raven, enlarged to about hawk size. Hawk size isn't large enough to carry
Hawk size.
but anybody, maybe Orem.
You're super capable. I'm feeling good. I grab the feet. Bing! And I have magical shoes. I have
Thank
depth of
God.
springing and striding, so
Okay, great.
Give a little lift.
I get a running jump
Hang glider action.
You're using Mother as a hang glider. You're not letting her carry you.
Yeah.
Okay, rapidly, wings fan out and picks herself up. And as the wind catches underneath and you feel your hair get blown back, you almost feel yourself slip to the base of her talons, but hold on tight as she picks up. And for this moment, you are gliding. You are just being carried through the canyon. This beautiful perspective as she kind of swirls around the open space, kind of rotating, slowly bringing you to the bottom of the canyon itself.
And let's go.
All right. Do you all trust me?
So much.
Never.
I do.
On the count of 3, we're gonna jump. Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right. You have to jump. You have to be falling. It's the only way it works.
Okay.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
So you all
Feather fall.
Great. You
Goldfish
all
is
immediately
with
begin to glide at an angle as the wind catches you. And you are plummeting rapidly, but not at a speed in which you will probably hurt yourself
something.
upon impact. It'll just be a little bit of like a rough tumble or a catch yourself as you go. But you all are now at the bottom of the canyon. As soon as you all land, your spectral guide immediately gets back up, turns around and starts marching along what would have been the right-hand side in the northeastern direction along the canyon.
Great.
And you eventually come upon the vibrant blue growth oasis here. And it just surrounds like a massive wreath, this whole side. And you can see now within the rock as you approach too, what you thought were either like glimmers of additional plants or bits of reflective water catching the sunlight. There are little cracks in the side of the mountain around this that have bits of crystal emerging. Like natural crystal has kind of slowly burrowed its way through, or parts of the rock has cracked and fallen and exposed crystal lying from underneath. But there are these little veins of natural semi-opaque crystal.
What color are the crystals?
They appear to be prismatic.
Prismatic.
Did you do this? But
It could all be just a clear,
Like a trick of the light.
like a trick of the light, or it could be that there are
There's
some that are red,
elemental
some that are purple.
energies. There's fire and cold and acid. Do you think if this is primordial, it could be these have those elemental energies in them?
Let me read the label.
Yeah.
Read the label.
As you approach the archway,
Yeah.
being the one in the group that can read primordial, the script reads, "Within the verdant tomb, we keep her spirit enduring."
Are any of the crystals loose?
You can go check it out if you'd like.
I'd like to.
Okay, you walk up to the nearest one. It's a little ways off to the side. You can see there's growth around it. And like a lot of these crystals have the blue plants growing vibrantly around them. And so you kind of like go up to it and you feel, and it's not loose. It's embedded strongly.
Could I try and use my dagger to wedge one out?
Sure, go ahead and make a strength check for me if you don't mind.
Good call. I had the same feeling.
Well. Ooh, it's a 20!
Whoa, look at that!
Because my strength is a 0.
Fantastic. So indeed, you get your dagger there and kind of like find a portion of the nearest crystal that looks like it either has sustained a little bit of damage from the elements, or it just is the exact right kind of wedge spot to get the dagger, and a big chunk of it cracks, like hits the ground and falls next to you. It is a beautiful, semi-opaque crystal that has some areas that are imperfect, some areas that are perfectly clear, and it kind of creates these refractions in it.
Can I just hold it to my hand and then cast Ray of Frost
Sure.
into it just to see if it's like a elemental refractor or something?
Sure, yeah. The Ray of Frost, which has a specific amount of force and intensity to it, gathers within the crystal, and then there's a brief moment before it refracts out, almost like the force of it has been divided into 9 separate, smaller rays that all of a sudden fire out at different angles. I need...
You always gotta be breaking my shit. Here we go.
I need... I'll ask you honestly, who here would be standing within about 30 or so? Well, what's the range on the spell? Is it 60 feet?
The spell of Ray of Frost is 60 feet.
Oh, for fuck. So all
That's all of you. I'd like everybody to make a dexterity saving
But
throw.
remember how quiet it was, though.
It was very quiet.
Not 20.
While not blinded.
I can see this.
Not 20, not 20, 21,
17.
17,
18.
18. All right. All of you just duck out of the way, and it doesn't strike any of you, but a series of the points where it impacts on the rock nearby, you can see little like clusters of ice that kind of builds up where it is. Looking at it, these rays are nowhere near as strong as a singular cantrip, but it did seem to kind of like take the energy you put into it and then scatter it and disperse it in multiple directions.
Wow.
This seems like a really important artifact.
I want one.
It's cool. Yeah.
Put it in my pocket.
Cool. The wind cougar that has been guiding you
Oh, it's
is
Felicity Huffman. All right.
Felicity Huffman.
Huffman.
There you go. The spirit enters the cavern about 10 or so feet before it stops and turns around looking at the rest of you, then bows its head.
Disappear.
Oh, you done?
And the wind form dissipates and scatters. And then
Bye, J-Lo.
Donna Ryder.
Thank you for your service.
Hi, Jalen.
Hannah Waddingham. Get on.
having completed its task,
Cunningham.
it returns to wherever the elements carry it. So, no more than 30 feet or so within this dark cavern interior as your light kind of fills the space. The width of this tunnel kind of opens up from the 10-15 foot wide entry arch that you stepped through to a 40 foot wide central chamber that has branching tunnels and alcoves that kind of reveal themselves as the light catches them. You can see there are signs of living quarters for one or more individuals.
Signs of any life?
You don't see any signs of life necessarily. You do see there are beautiful exposed geodes of multicolored crystal that emerge from breaks in the cold stone, just like they did in the exterior. These veins kind of run throughout all aspects of the rock, and kind of, as your light catches it once again, gives this beautiful, almost interior disco light feel to the chamber as you move through. So there's the main kind of common area here, and there's, now that you kind of go through and count, there are 6 different alcoves that look to have ropes with curtains that could close them off. If you wanted to, they're kind of left open. You can see there's beds, there's sitting arrangements, simple bits of furniture. You can see some simple tables around here. It looks almost like a rugged common area.
I'm gonna just say, hello, is anyone here? We come. Oh, maybe you should translate. Ashton, do you mind?
I mean, honestly, we should kind of keep it down for now. If they see us, they'll let us know. They either already know we're here or we're.
I don't know.
Nice and
I'm
quiet.
kind of with Bordor.
In Primordial, I say, not loudly, but hello, if anyone cares, we're fucking here. Hi.
Primordial curse.
I like that tone. That sounded very friendly.
No response.
Cool.
So now in Elvish, then
Elven.
Elvin. Elvish is the language, though.
Either or.
I'm gonna
where
say
you're from.
hello. I'm here with my friends. I'm one of you. We mean you no harm. Have a good day.
It echoes through the chamber, both
Well, you know what?
beyond
Maybe,
and back.
I think it will help too if you say the street you were born on.
Oh,
The
yeah. why don't
street
you
that
tell
I was
them
born on.
Yeah, go ahead, say it real
I'm
quick.
from the
born on a
Sirios
field?
Mountains.
Yeah, but what street?
What street? It's a mountain.
Yeah, but what street in the mountain?
What are you talking
What's
about?
the mailing code?
What?
What's your brother's name?
Jesper.
Jasper.
So I yell into it. I'm from the Sirios Mountains, the 3rd dirt road next to the pine tree. No idea. Are there pine trees in Sirios Mountains?
Sure.
Yeah.
By the 3rd pine tree.
It echoes throughout until eventually there's silence once more in the cavern. No response. As you all begin to step down, that faint green light that fills the space becomes brighter and brighter. Eventually, the ceiling begins to level out, and you can see there is a beautiful, majestic chamber before you, where a central platform climbs in natural steps of mineral and rock shaped over eons of a faint sound of water that is kind of running down the walls from above. The apex of this climbing mass of stone steps rises up to what you can see is a glowing green obelisk, a 12-foot or so monolithic crystal that comes to a pointed apex.
Emerald.
It is giving off a dull green glow that just kind of fills the chamber. And it looks like it's shaded or obscured towards its center. You can see along the center of some of that rising platform, there are all manner of drawings that you recognize as reminiscent of ritualistic markers. Grooves and shapes and glyphs that are used to channel and power magical energies. This chamber indeed is a shrine, as well as something that has been prepared for some sort of an event.
You said the obelisk was faded or obscured somehow in the middle?
It is glowing, but the deeper you look in towards it, it's just kind of dark, almost like the middle of it, almost like the exterior of it is giving out light, but there's kind of a shadow towards its core.
Yeah, there's something about... Does this have a residuum vibe?
Make an Arcana check.
Because I've seen residuum.
You have. It gives you a similar vibe, yeah.
Here's a fun Arcana check. Here we go. I never even looked at this one. 15.
15. It does look very much like residuum.
Huh.
What is residuum?
Oh, yeah.
What does that do?
It's
like a power.
It's a magic amplifier.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, residuum is processed.
Yeah.
This looks natural.
Would that be something Denise would have like traded or stolen like
Oh yeah.
in her day?
Oh yeah. Well, you may have heard of it. If it came across, it was very small amounts.
Okay.
This
is like enormous, an
pricey on the
enormous
black
amount.
market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the asshole in the castle said it can
Got it. It's
like
magical gold.
be used instead of material components. I do remember that.
Oh my goodness. I mean, this can't just be for powering a teleportation. This seems to be that we've stumbled on something else.
I'm just assuming if this is what they refer to as the Emerald Tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any other entrances, exits here? Is there anyone else present?
Make a perception check.
Does this feel like a tomb?
24.
You don't see anybody necessarily in the chamber. You kind of not approaching, closely, but looking up at the crystal, that kind of shadowed space in the crystal, almost looks like an empty space where a body would be, or the outline of a person.
Or maybe that's our guy.
And
maybe
you
that's
glance
our
up in the ceiling where you can see the
Verdant
crystals
Yeah.
all rising, and amongst the cluster of crystals, you swear you see a face.
What?
And right as you meet its eyes, it smiles.
Fuck me.
And that's where we're going to end the episode.
No!